Hello, this is Brother Teacher. Are you lactose intolerant? So am I. As a matter of fact, so are all human beings. Yes, every last human being that is a child of at least 3 years old to adult is lactose intolerant. That's a fact. And I'm going to tell you why. Well, first of all, let me say this. I'm not a doctor and I'm not a physician of any sort. I'm not a scientist, but I am a common man who studies the world that I live in. And I would hope that you, be it male or female that's watching this video now, would do the same so that you can know what you're up against in this society in which we all live. Now, with that said, uh, milk, dairy products are not good for us. Yes, I know many of us have grown up, to love apple, excuse me, milk products, ice cream is what I meant to say. We've grown up with yogurt. We've grown up with all types of cheeses and loving pizza with cheese on it and cookies and cakes. And all of these things are used with milk products or dairy products. But sometimes we have to change. Do I still like my occasional chocolate cake? I most definitely do. But herein lies the rub. Uh, I've said this before and I'm saying it to you again. I'm sure you've heard the old cliche or the adage, do it in moderation. But the problem with moderation with most people is that they won't do it moderately. They do it as a routine and they overdo it. They always overdo it. So I'm going to reiterate this again and say if you consume dairy products, do it in moderation. Do it very little. And if possible, eliminate it altogether. I personally don't drink a glass of milk a day. I don't drink very much milk at all. I substitute my milk as much as possible with almond milk, rice milk, sometimes soy milk. But you can also drink coconut milk. There's alternatives. We have to get inside this brain of ours and change our old habits and get used to something new. I know it's difficult because once we've been hardwired, it is difficult to let things go that we've been accustomed to because we like the taste of it. And change is difficult for many people, and quite frankly, for most people. But if you want to ensure that you have a healthy life, change is necessary then. It really is. Now, let me say this. Milk was originally and has always originally been intended for babies. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Babies. Let me tell you this. Every animal, every mammal in nature has a baby that suckles its milk, to include the human species. Every time a human child is born, the mother's breast fills with milk. Contained in that milk is something called lactase. Excuse me, lactose. I switched it around. That's where the word lactose intolerant comes from. Contained in your mother's milk, contained in every other animal that has milk, is lactose. Lactose is a sugar that is in milk and it's for the newborn, the new birth. That is for that baby to drink and to be nourished by until that baby becomes of age where it is weaned. I'm sure you've heard that term before, weaned from its mother. Why is it weaned from its mother? Because it is beyond milk anymore. The baby doesn't have to drink milk anymore. It's weaned. Lions, giraffes, elephants, hippopotamus, rhinoceros, cheetahs, tigers, every mammal, and you and I, when we're weaned from our mother, we do what? We stop drinking milk. And then what happens after that is the mother's milk dries up because we are starting to develop away from drinking milk. That's interesting, right? You never really thought about it like that. No lion that's grown goes back to its mother seeking milk again. No human being goes back to its mother seeking milk again. No giraffe, no cow goes back to its mother seeking milk again because it has developed beyond that. So human beings in our culture are the only creatures that still drink milk. Think about it. Now, what was contained in that milk, as I said, is called lactose, which is sugar. That baby and all of the other mammal babies have something contained in their digestive system called lactase. That's what I began to say earlier. Lactase is an enzyme that is used to break down the lactose in your mother's milk. One more time. Lactase is the enzyme in a baby that is used to break down the lactose in your mother's milk. So once all mammals are weaned from their mothers and no longer drinking milk, what happens then is that the lactase that we had as babies in our digestive system, it goes away because we don't use it anymore. That was only for us suckling from our parent. So that is why we become lactose intolerant, because we no longer have the capability of breaking down milk because we're older. That's amazing, isn't it? We can't break it down anymore. So why do people use the term that you are lactose intolerant? We all are lactose intolerant, but some are more lactose intolerant than others. It manifests itself more with some, and some of us, we probably will never even know that we're lactose intolerant because we just think it's normal to pass wind. We think it's normal to have stomach problems. We think it's normal to have acne and other blotches on our body. I apologize, but my baby came in during that last discourse. But some of us, we think it's normal to have all of these different conditions, but we are all, in fact, lactose intolerant. So I'm encouraging you today to try to find a substitute for milk. And you have these companies that propose to you all of the time, and they advertise, that you need to get your calcium in your milk and that you need to get your vitamin D. Guess what? Vitamin D comes from the sun. That's the principal place that vitamin D comes from. If you can't get it from that, you can get it in a supplement, okay, from your health food store. Vitamin D is also found in your dark green vegetables. Calcium is also found in your dark green vegetables. Look it up for yourself. Do your own research and do your own due diligence and find these things to be true, because they are. Now, do you want to live longer? Do you want to wave away all of the stomach problems that you've been having for years, and the cramping and the bloating and the gas and all of the other conditions that you have, poor skin, itching and things like that, that come from milk? Those allergies are a result of milk, many of them. So think on these things, please. And this is Brother Teacher again with this tidbit, and I will see you, and I hopefully you will leave some information down below as far as what your feelings are on this video, and I will get back with you. But I will indeed see you in the next video. And you